Hello and welcome. Today, we are going to dive into the beautiful world of poetry, and we're going to see how it's so much more than just words on a page. It's really a way to give your deepest feelings a voice. You know that feeling, right? Maybe it's a moment of just pure joy, or a wave of sadness, or you see a sunset that's so beautiful it just takes your breath away. When our normal, everyday words just don't feel like enough, that's where poetry comes in. It gives us a whole new language. I mean, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? A poem is a whisper from you to the world. It's a way you can share your truth. You can paint a picture of hope and just leave a little bit of light behind for someone else to find. So, how do we actually do that? How do we build a poem that feels powerful and true? Well, like any craft, you need the right tools. So, let's open up the poetry toolkit and see what's inside. Okay, so in our toolkit, we have 4 essentials. We've got structure, figurative language, imagery, and theme. Let's break down how each one of these helps bring a poem to life. First up is structure. The easiest way to think about this is like it's the blueprint for your poem. It's how you organize your ideas into lines and then into groups of lines, we call those stanzas, to give your poem its own unique shape and rhythm. Next up is figurative language. And honestly, these are the real power tools in your kit. These are those special creative phrases that make your writing just pop off the page, painting these incredible pictures and creating really strong feelings for your reader. Okay, so let's look at 2 of the most common power tools here. You've got a simile, which compares 2 things using like or as. For example, the stars were like diamonds. Then you have a metaphor, which is way more direct. It says one thing is another thing. The stars were diamonds. See that little difference? One is an observation, but the other? That's a powerful declaration. And then there's this other amazing tool called personification. This is when you give human qualities or actions to something that isn't human. I mean, the wind can't literally whisper, right? But saying the wind whispered through the trees, it just creates such a beautiful, vivid image. It feels alive. Now for imagery. This tool is all about inviting your reader to step inside the world of your poem. When you use words that trigger the 5 senses, sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch, you're not just telling them about something, you're making them feel it, like they're right there with you. And finally, we get to the theme. This is the very soul of your poem. It's the big idea, the core feeling, or the message you really want to share. Is your poem about courage, or friendship, or wonder? Your theme is what gives your poem its purpose. So you've got your toolkit all laid out and ready. But now, where do you get the idea, that little spark that starts the whole thing? Well, the answer is pretty simple. You look inside. Let's start right here. What is on your heart right now? Is it a feeling of hope about the future? Is it gratitude for someone in your life? Just try to grab onto that one single feeling. Okay, now think about this. How can you show that feeling instead of just saying it? If you feel joyful, maybe you think of a bird soaring high in the sky. If you feel peaceful, maybe you picture a completely still lake at dawn. What pictures come to mind? And what about the sound and the feel of your poem? Should the words kind of bounce along in a happy way, or should they flow slowly, maybe a little more seriously? The rhythm you choose is really going to help bring your theme to life. All right, you've got your tools and you've got your spark of an idea. It is time to put it all together and actually bring your poem to life. This is the best part. Just start writing. Seriously, don't worry about finding the perfect word or getting every line right. Just let your thoughts and feelings pour out onto the page. The goal right now isn't perfection, it's just creation. So once you have a draft, your first version, it's time to polish it up a bit. This little checklist is a fantastic guide. Just ask yourself, does it have a structure? Did I use at least one of those cool poetic devices? Is there a strong image in there? And most importantly, does it get my message across? Remember, this isn't a test. It's just how you help turn a good poem into a great one. And as you're writing, just remember that you are part of this incredibly long, amazing tradition. Poetry is ancient. I mean, think about it. Some of the most powerful teachings in history use poetic tools. The sayings of Jesus, for example, often have poetic structure. Parables use repetition and contrast. The Sermon on the Mount, it's just filled with poetic rhythm. These tools make ideas memorable and powerful. And all of this brings us to what I think is the most important part. When you finished your poem, you haven't just created a piece of art, you've actually created a gift. That whisper that came from your heart, it has real power. Your words can become a light for someone who's feeling lost, a moment of comfort, a shared feeling, a genuine gift to the world. And for some of us, that gift can become something even deeper and more personal. Your poem can be a form of worship, a way to connect your own heart to a spiritual truth that matters to you. It can turn your art into a personal reflection or even a prayer. This really gets to the heart of why self-expression is so important. Learning a skill like writing poetry isn't just about putting pretty words together. It's about connecting our minds to our hearts. Because when we use our knowledge and our skills with kindness and a good heart, we can create understanding and peace, not just for ourselves, but for everyone around us. So now it is your turn. Your voice matters. Your heart has something important to say. The only question left is this: what light will your poem leave behind?